Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? What's going on? Y'all come on in. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes. Give y'all a few minutes before we get into our discussion. How's everybody doing today? Oh man, I'm looking crazy. Why my head look white? Looking crazy. But yeah, man, y'all come on in the room. Come on in the room and let's chop it up. Let's chop it up on this rainy evening in Florida. I hope everybody can hear me. Hope everybody can hear me because we're getting ready to go in on this discussion about the young man William McNeil Jr. That's William McNeil Jr. For those of you all that don't know or not familiar with who that is, William McNeil Jr. Is the young man that got into a traffic stop back in February of this year in the city of Jacksonville, Florida. Body cam footage has been released by the sheriff's office, and this video is circulating around the social media, all the social media platforms airing this video. I believe he put his video out first. The young man, William, was recording as he was pulled over by the Jacksonville, I believe it was the sheriff's department, or it could have been Jacksonville, the police department. I'm not quite sure. I believe it was the sheriff though. But anyway, he was pulled over, and upon him being pulled over, the officer engages him, and as the officer is walking up, the young man whips his door open. He opens the door as the officer is approaching. Now, we all know that if you don't know or not familiar with Jacksonville, Jacksonville is probably the largest city in Florida. Jacksonville is listed in the top 5, I believe, in Florida as one of the most dangerous cities in Florida. The homicide rate is high. There's a lot of gang violence. We had an incident where one of the rappers from Jacksonville by the name of Julio was doing like a mini concert down here, and he lost his life, not by the hands of people in my city, but gang members from Jacksonville followed him down here and killed him on the spot. So those people that killed Julio have been sentenced. I believe they got a life sentence. So Jacksonville is a pretty rough, crime-infested city. Like I said, it's probably ranked number 1. Last time I checked, it was ranked number 1, I believe, for one of the most dangerous cities in Florida. So now, with that being said, this traffic stop takes place on a gloomy day in Jacksonville. Like I say, the officer pulls him over, And as the officer is approaching Williams' car, he instantly whips the door open. Okay, the officer then proceeds to ask him, "Why did you open the door?" Okay, William McNeil Jr. says because his window was not working. I believe he was driving a Dodge Avenger, and the car looked pretty like it was pretty a newer model. Didn't look like no 90 series vehicle, so it looked like it was pretty up-to-date car. Now, why the window was working, I don't know, but regardless, he tells the officer that his window won't go down. Then the officer he proceeds to ask the officer, "Why did you pull me over?" The officer then proceeds to tell him, "Because you have your headlights on." And I don't know if it had been raining and had stopped, but anyway, it looked gloomy by the video. But he proceeds to tell the officer that, "Well, it ain't raining. I don't need my headlights on in the daytime." Then the officer responds to him, "Yes, you do." And then the officer proceeds to tell him, "Well, you're not wearing your seatbelt." So there was a little bit of a back and forth between William and the officer. Then the officer proceeds to ask him for his driver's license and registration. And at this point, McNeil shakes his head and tells the officer no. He tells the officer no, and then William McNeil proceeds to close the door. He closed the car door and locks the door. Now, of course, this officer has already begun to call backup, or backup is probably on the way. But he gives Williams a command to open the door, and he tells William that you're going to go to jail for resisting arrest without violence. At this point, William starts recording with his cell phone, and this is when things begin to escalate. So now you have more cops show up on the scene. One cop pulls directly in front of McNeil's car. He gets out. I believe that was the officer that goes to the passenger side and begins to try to talk William into coming out. Let me back up. William also, once he shut the door, he started requesting that the officer call his supervisor. He begins to shout, "Call your supervisor, call your supervisor," as he is locked up in the car. So officers show up on the scene. One officer on the passenger side talking to William. The other officer is on the driver's side, still trying to get William to comply, trying to get him to come out the car. And, he informed him that he would be arrested. At this point, William is disobeying all of the lawful orders that the officers are telling him. At this point, things begin to get more intense. At this point, the officer lets William know that if you don't open the door, we're going to break the window. William continues to record and not follow the lawful orders of coming out the car. So things begin to go left even more. So he tells William about 10 times to open the door. 10 times. If you don't believe me, you can go watch the video and count how many times the officers tell Williams to open the door. He tells Williams this. Williams proceeds to ignore or heed the lawful orders. So the officer says, "Okay, well, we're going to break the window." He tells William a third time, "We're going to break the window." The officer proceeds to break the window. They break the window. One of the officers at that point reached through the broken glass, and as you can see in the video, he punches William with a kind of like not really like with his knuckles, but he kind of punches him with his hand slightly balled up. Regardless, he hit him in the face. He hit him in the face, and he proceeds to tell William to open the door. "Show me your hands." William holds his hands up, and then they proceed to take the seatbelt off Williams. They snatch him out the car, rough him up even more. You can see another officer punch him in the face as they, put him on the ground, handcuff him, and you can see blood running from Williams' mouth. So what we have here is what they was calling police brutality. Now, my conjecture or my thoughts on this is that all of this could have been not caused if William would have just complied. And so this gonna be a teachable moment tonight as I break it down. And I'm speaking directly to the Black community. I'm speaking directly to my people, because one thing we have to understand is when you encounter the police officer, you're not encountering police officers. You're encountering race soldiers. I'm gonna phrase it like that. You're encountering race soldiers. A lot of times, these cops are on go. They on go because they've been dealing with difficult people all day. Let me back up though. Let me back up. I'm not gonna say that these cops were race soldiers, but for the most part, the FBI put out a couple years back that law enforcement has been infiltrated by white supremacists. So we're going to insert that. So now, with that being said, when you are engaged by police officers, you must understand that these are not police officers. These are race soldiers. So many times we like to say, well, it take one bad apple to spoil the bunch. Well, we don't know what apples are good at this point, because we see other officers that stand around and facilitate this type of behavior by police brutality, even to the point of death. We see officers that could be good officers, we don't know, but they stand around. So I wouldn't call you good if you standing around letting your partner or your coworker beat somebody down to the ground or even kill somebody. But I'm speaking from a preventative vantage point tonight. I'm speaking from a preventative vantage point tonight, because all this could have been prevented if the young man would have complied. Like I say, make a note now, when you're encountered by the police, you're not dealing with police officers, you're dealing with, 9 times out of 10, you're dealing with race soldiers. They got a chip on their shoulder. A lot of times they don't like young black men, old black men, young black women, old black women. They don't like us. Right? And a lot of times we don't like them. But we still can walk away from these encounters with our life intact. So with that being said, you must know when you are pulled over by the cops, you behind enemy lines. It's just like a soldier. When a soldier go to battle and he's in another country and he gets left behind, or he loses sight of his platoon and he caught in the territory of the enemy, you must know how to engage the enemy so you can be rescued or walk away from the situation with your life. Now, I'm not going to justify what these cops did to William, but I could kind of say this, that he kind of brought it on himself. I'm going to be brutally honest. Because we done seen countless and countless of traffic stops where black men are murdered, black women are murdered, when all they had to do was just comply. I mean, all they had to do was simply comply. Now, I'm not saying that they murder was justified, but you gotta be smart when you engage in these race soldiers, man. Like I say again, we don't know where the good apples at in the police forces, because all we see is the bad apples acting up and the other officers standing around facilitating, allowing it to take place, allowing it to go on. And then a lot of times they cover up for their co-workers. So how can I call you a good apple? I call you all bad. That's what I call you, all bad, rotten apples. Until we start seeing y'all stand up and point your co-workers out, until we start seeing y'all call your co-workers out, y'all all in the same gang. The police officers are a gang, even the black ones. We just witnessed a year or two ago how 6 black officers beat Tyrese Nichols to death in Memphis, Tennessee, I believe. We witnessed that. Tyree was trying to make it to the house. He was pulled over, another traffic stop. It went left. Your young man jumped out. We don't know to this day why he jumped out and ran, but we know when the cops caught him, maybe a couple houses down from his house, they beat the man to death. Those officers just got acquitted. So it behooves us as a people, man, to, when we encounter these race soldiers, whether they black or white, don't look at color. Don't think these Negroes, just because they got brown skin, that they're your friend. No, man. Every skin folk ain't kinfolk. You know, we got black officers, man, that sit around and allow the white ones to do us dirty too. Or you got black ones that do us dirty too, because even in this William case, there was a black officer on the scene. I don't know how quickly he showed up, but I did see a black officer on the scene. So with that being said, we should know by now, or William McNeil should have knew better. Because I'm quite sure he seen or heard all these different instances or encounters where black men didn't make it out alive by being rebellious to the cops. He should have knew better. He's 22 years old. That's well old enough to know better. When the cops approach you, you stay calm, you shut your mouth, you have your paperwork, meaning your driver's license, your registration, insurance card, already ready as he walking up. You keep your mouth closed. There's no need for you to ask no questions. And like I say, I've been young before, and I had a lot of run-ins with the cops. I'm not sitting here acting like I've been some perfect man all my life. There's plenty of times I done jetted on the police. Plenty of times I done went to jail, but I made it out with my life. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Bible speaks on when you was a child, you thought like a child. But when you became a man, you put away childish games. Now, this is a grown 22-year-old young man. I believe he's in college. He looked like he come from a pretty decent family, mom and dad. And it's just so unfortunate because this young man put himself in a predicament that he could have lost his life. And so now, young men, I'm speaking directly to you guys. I'm speaking directly to you and you young ladies. When you engage police officers, man, you have to stay calm because you don't know what you may be taking your family through. You can't just be thinking about you, because if that police blow your brains out, now your mama and your daddy and your sisters and brothers got to deal with this hardship for the rest of their life. And guess what? 9 times out of the 10, they get to court and their courts rule it justified. You get these all white jurors and they say, we didn't see nothing that he did wrong. He blew your brains out on camera. And we must stop thinking that just because we got a cell phone and we start filming the encounter, that's going to hold up in court. Man, we seen Rodney King. For those of you that was raised in the 90s, man, we seen Rodney King get his ass beat by 7 to 8 cops on video. Back then, it wasn't no cell phones like we have today, but some pedestrian just so happened to be playing with his camcorder and picked up the footage. They had Rodney King on the ground, on his hands and knees, chained up like a dog, beating him with the batons, almost beat him to death. and that was a traffic stop. So we've been seeing this stuff happen for years. So William McNeil should have knew. Now, I don't know if his dad talked to him. I'm going to give his parents the benefit of the doubt. I'm quite sure they talked to him and told him. But he seemed like a headstrong kid. He seemed pretty hard-headed, and I know how that could be. I raised 6 boys. One decided to leave the nest early, but that's fine. That's cool. But the other 5, I had more time to spend with and to kind of like insert some things into them. And I'm not saying that they was perfect. They did some things that I wasn't proud of. But at the same time, I know how boys can be. I didn't raise no girls, so I can't really speak on how it is to raise daughters under my roof. So I can only speak from the boy raising vantage point. So with that being said, I raised 5 boys. I know how hard-headed they could be. And I can imagine that this cop, ain't no telling how many hours he had worked. Ain't no telling how many people he had encountered that was rebellious. Ain't no telling if this cop was going to give William McNeil Jr. a break. He just was approaching the man, and if William would have acted in a manner that was respectable, he probably could have told the man, look, I understand, you ain't got your headlights on or whatnot, but come on, man, it may not be raining, but just have your headlights on next time and have a nice day. See, I was taught by my spiritual mother years ago. She said, when you got your hand in the lion's mouth, you gotta ease it out. You can't snatch it out, because if you snatch it out the lion's mouth, you're gonna rip skin, bone, veins, ligaments. So young people, y'all gotta know rules of engagement when dealing with these cops, quote unquote, race soldiers. So I'm gonna share with y'all some rules of engagement that I wrote down that could help you and help save your life. Rules of engagement when dealing with the cops when you are black. Rule number 1, be calm or stay calm. When you pulled over by the police officer, just be cool. He's a police officer. He has the right and the authority to just pull over cars randomly. That's his job. If you know you ain't speed, you know you ain't broke the law, then just chill. Just chill. Stay calm, be cool, calm and collective and confident that you know that he gonna send you on your merry way once you provide him the information that he's looking for. Rule number 2, stay in your car. That means keep your car door closed, keep your body parts in the car. Stay in the car. But as we seen William McNeil, he just opens the door. Like, nobody told him to open the door. The officer hadn't even got to him yet, and he whips the door open. Knowing that he live in a dangerous city like Jacksonville, post officer would have blew his brains out. Thinking that, I thought he had a gun. You know how these officers do. I fear for my life. And they done killed many of us and walked away by saying the phrase, I fear for my life. Majority of the black males have been killed by officers didn't have a weapon. They was running away. Breonna Taylor, hell, she was killed in her sleep. The officer walked for many years. I think Brett Hankerson just got 3 years. Now 45 years done passed, you know what I'm saying? But he just paying a penalty and he got 3 years, but yet Breonna been dead 5 years. She lost her life, and her mama walks away with a measly $12 million. Parents, quit selling your children to the highest bidder. You have this ambulance chaser like Ben Crump and Lee Merritt and a couple others. When your child is killed, they pop up on the scene. Why is you calling these civil rights attorneys? Call you a good attorney that can represent this case, and then you call Ben Crump later. Cause Ben Crump want to get back there behind the closed doors, calm you down, work them numbers out, get paid. Next thing you know, you walk away with a measly few $1 million, but your child never get justice, and that officer, he just get transferred either to another county or another state and do the same thing. It's a repetitive cycle. Come on, parents, stop selling your children off to the highest bidder. Rule number 2, stay in your car. Okay, rule number 3, get your license and registration out. When the cops pull you over, before he even get out his car, get your information together, get it out. Me, I have mine on the dashboard in every one of my vehicles except the motorcycle, but I have mine on the dashboard. It's visible where I can reach on the dashboard where they can see my hands. And if my wallet is in my back pocket, I ask the officer, is it okay that I get my wallet? I'm reaching in my back pocket to get my wallet. And you be polite. Be polite. Number 4, don't ask any questions. One thing we like to do as black people is ask questions. Why you pull me over? Cause he can, cause they can. It's none of your business why he pulled you over. Your business is to make it home alive. Your business is to live to fight another day. Your business is to make it home to your family and loved ones. Regardless of how much of it's an inconvenience, you pulled over, what can you do about it? So don't ask any questions. In your Miranda right, it says you have the right to remain silent. So shut your damn mouth. Don't be on the side of the road trying to articulate like you know the law. You not holding courts in the streets. You're gonna lose. So don't ask questions. Number 5, keep your hands visible. Keep your hands either on the steering wheel, keep your hands maybe in your lap, keep your hands on top of your head. Whatever you do, keep your hands visible. You do not want to make sudden moves or have your hands in a manner where the officer feel threatened and he possibly blow your brains out and then lie like they normally do. So keep your hands visible. Number 6, which should have been number 1, but anywho, be courteous. Now, if William McNeil would have been courteous to this officer and number 1, kept the door closed, kept his mouth shut, waited for the officer to approach him, then when the officer approached him, he could have explained to the officer, my window not working, I apologize, and opened the door as the officer allowed him to, and then just ask the officer, you know, how your day going? And when the officer proceeded to tell him, you know, about why he stopped him, then he could have said, well, I apologize. I didn't know that my headlights weren't on. He could have lied and said, I got my headlights on, what is it, Continental, where they cut off and cut on by themselves. He could have lied and said something like that. Oh, I thought my headlights was on. But he opened the door with an attitude. Come on, man. Come on, man. Rules of engagement, when you caught behind enemy lines, man, you must stay calm, be courteous, play the game. Number 7, follow lawful orders or commands. He gave him a lawful order and a lawful command. Let me see your driver's license and your registration. The young man proceeded to say no. Why didn't you want to show the man your license and registration? The game plan is to get home to your family or to get on your merry way. Like I said again, you don't know how many difficult people this officer or these officers have encountered throughout the course of the day. So that probably was the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, God damn, I just let 5 disrespectful, difficult Negroes slide, and now I got this 6 knucklehead, so God darn it, he gonna be the example today. You see what I'm saying? It's just like you on your job, whether you work at McDonald's or Popeye. You see it all the time, even at McDonald's, man. You see people on the job, man, they they might give you the wrong order or what have you. And next thing you know, you get home and boom, they done gave you the wrong order. Now you mad, you pissed. They're humans. Cops are humans too, just like you human. They're human. You know, you have a rough day. Sometimes you make mistakes. So with that being said, number 8, if you have to go to jail, go quietly. A lot of times, you know, you may get pulled over. It done happened to me. I done got pulled over once before with me and my homeboys. We getting ready to go hang out and come to find out I didn't know my license was suspended. The officer told him his license was suspended, but me with my bad ass, I whipped mine out like, you know, I could drive the car, just let us go. He ran my name, my license was suspended. No, my license was suspended. I had a warrant for my arrest. I had a warrant that was not taken out of the computer by the court system. I ended up going to jail. But if I'd have followed number 4 and kept my mouth closed, I wouldn't have went to jail with my partner. Okay? Like I say again, number 8, if you have to go to jail, go quietly. Man, going to jail ain't no big deal. I mean, it's a big deal, but it ain't like you going to prison or nothing. You go to jail, your bond might be $100. You call your mama, you get your bail bond, and you out the same night. What's the big deal? Ain't no need to be freaking out and all that. You just going to jail. You're going to be in the holding tank by 5 hours or what have you. Come on, man. Go to jail quietly. Live to fight another day. Not the end of the world. Number 9, don't go back and forth with the cops. We see it all the time. We seen the sister Sandra Bland. Y'all remember Sandra Bland about 7 years ago, I believe, 7 or 8 years ago. You know, I'm not justifying none of this stuff that happened to us. I'm just saying, I'm speaking from a preventative vantage point. If she would have kept her mouth closed, stayed in the car, she want to light cigarettes up, go back and forth on the side of the road. We not holding court in the streets. We trying to make it home. Now, she's a female, and she end up going to jail and ultimately losing her life. She ultimately lost her life. Now, we don't know what happened while she was in that cell, but we can kind of speculate that they probably took her life. Okay. Number 10, which should have been number 2. Don't try to prove the officers wrong by saying, I know my rights. I know my rights. Niggas always want to know they right or think they know they right. No, when that cop pull you over, remember, dummy, you behind enemy lines. You have no rights. You ain't got no rights. You have to have that mindset, man. You got to have that mindset that, okay, I'm in this messed up predicament. Let me just stay calm. Right now, he got the badge and the gun, and he got the billy club, and he got officers all around. You ain't got no rights. They all could lie with their body cam, showing the event, kill you, and still get off. We see it all the time. How many times have we seen it? We seen Eric Garner get choked out. We seen George Floyd get his knee to his neck on camera. We seen Philando Castile get shot 4 times with his girlfriend and her baby in the back seat. So what I'm trying to tell you is you have no rights when you are encountered by these race soldiers. You think they give a damn? They gave them body cam so the world can see them kill your ass. But you still want to test them? Come on, man, be smart. Be smart. And just a sidebar I wrote, ladies, if you with your man and he's pulled over by the police, y'all stay calm, ladies. Ladies, y'all stay calm. Keep your damn mouth closed. And if you have a phone, just record. Don't be doing all that screaming and yelling. A lot of times when you with your man and he get pulled over and the officers, encountering him or engaging him, and they decide that, he got bad license or a bad tag, or he got a warrant for his arrest, and they, he want to buck up and they roughing him up. Here you is with the camera, you screaming and yelling. We can't hear the audio because it's very important to see the visuals and hear the audio. But you yelling and screaming and doing all that damn hysterical freaking out. Stay calm. We know it's an intense situation, but you have to remain calm because every little bit of evidence is going to be real important when it get to court. But you doing all that yelling, ladies, you got to stay calm. You stay calm so the man will stay calm so you won't go to jail. If you freak out and he freaking out, both of y'all ass going to jail and the kid going to CPA if they in the car. So those are my rules of engagement when dealing with cops when you are black. We're going to go over them again. Rule number 1, be calm. Rule number 2, stay in your car. Rule number 3, get your license and registration out. Number 4, don't ask questions. Number 5, keep your hands visible. Number 6, be courteous. Number 7, follow lawful orders or commands. Number 8, if you have to go to jail, go quietly. Number 9, don't go back and forth with the cops. And number 10, don't try to prove the officers wrong by saying, I know my rights. We all done said that. I said it. You have no rights when you're dealing with the man with the badge and the gun and backup. You ain't got no rights. Your rights will come into effect when you get your attorney and when you go to court and when you produce your footage of what really happened. Like I said again, I'm speaking from a preventative vantage point. William McNeil brought this on himself, and I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that. But by now, we should have had enough of this bullshit. We should know better by now, young men and young women. You should know when the cops pull you over how to act. You should know how to conduct yourself when the cops pull you over. You should know. I got a list of all the people that's been murdered by police officers. Majority of these are traffic stops. Sandra Bland, Rashard Brooks, Mike Brown, Freddie Gray, Eric Gardner, Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, Corin Gaines, Breonna Taylor, she was killed in her home, George Floyd, Sonia Massey, killed in her home by a police officer, Botham John, killed in his home eating ice cream, Tatiana Jefferson, killed in her home for protecting her home, Tyrese Nichols, killed on the streets by officers, black officers that look like me and you. And Roger Forson, killed in his home. That was the airman, the honorable airman up in Fort Walton Beach. Killed last year, I think May 4th, he was killed. Answered the door with his gun pointed down. The officer put 4 in him, then gonna tell the young man to drop your weapon. All that was caught on video. Majority of these officers, wow, that officer got fired. The one that killed the airman, he got fired. And I guess he's awaiting trial or whatever. I believe they charged him with manslaughter. But once you get these white old jurors in there, man, you know how that shit go. These white old jurors, they just as racist as these police officers, man. They go in there, these jurors get behind closed door. Oh, Bob and Beth, they ain't seen nothing wrong when that officer done beat you across your head. So that's why I'm saying you have to know these rules of engagement when you black and you dealing with the officers. We're not going backwards with this police brutality shit. Young man, young woman, young man, young woman, young black man, young black woman. You got to get it together when you're dealing with these officers. Man, we out here trying to fight for reparations and get other things that we need. We trying to fight for a anti-black hate crime bill. We ain't got time to be dealing with this little bullshit. All y'all got to do is be respectful, close your mouth, present your driver license and your registration and be on your merry way. We don't got time to keep going back and forth, man, with these police officers. Do what you're supposed to do. Make your home to your family. We not finna have a big uproar like we seen with George Floyd. Because if George Floyd would have followed the instructions of the cops, he'll still be alive. You see what I'm saying? Majority of these deaths with these traffic stops could have been preventable. A lot of them could have been preventable. A lot of these people could have been alive. We just seen a young man, I forgot his name, but he running from the cops kill him, then his daddy jump in the car and go run one of the police officers over. This the type of stuff you put your parents in. You put your parents in this predicament to do this, what this black man did. He got justice for his son. And I ain't mad at that. Because I would feel the same way. But I talk to my sons and I let their ass know, listen, man, this is what you do when you're approached by cops. Handle yourself like men. All my sons grown, ranging from 25 to 32. They ain't no little boys. I have to have this conversation with them every time this happens. Parents, don't be afraid to pull your boy to the side. Don't be afraid to pull your daughters to the side. Pull that little bad ass to the side and let them know what the get down is, man. You gotta let them know. And like I say, I don't know if William McNeil Jr. parents talked to him and let him know to get down. But even if they didn't, he got eyes to see. He seen what happened to George Floyd. He seen all these instances, but he want to be hard-headed. I can imagine his daddy telling him to go out there and cut the grass. Daddy probably got to tell his ass 3 and 4 times, hey, Junior, go cut the grass. Come back, the grass ain't cut. Hey, Junior, cut the grass. Come back, the grass ain't cut. William McNeil Jr. was hard-headed. And he blessed to be alive. He blessed to have more than just his tooth knocked out his damn mouth, but he could have had his head blowed off. That's what could have happened. So with that being said, man, we got to be smart, man. We got other things. We got other businesses. We got other business to handle out here, man. We can't be going through these little stupid-ass traffic stops and you want to get mad because why you pull me over? That's his job, dummy. You don't have to break the law for him to pull you over. Just give him your information. Let him run it. If you good, go on about your business. If you ain't good, go to jail, call your bail's mom and bond out. If you're that dirty, run. Damn it, stop sitting in the car, getting caught with all the dope in the gun. Jump out and run like we used to do back in the day. Better yet, just stop committing crimes because black people, you're not good at it nowadays. See, when we was committing crime in the 80s and the 90s, damn it, we was kind of good. They didn't have all these satellites in the air, and they didn't have a cell phone. The main reason why some of these dummies get caught because they have a tracking device on them, which is the cell phone. They pinging off these telephone poles, they pinging off these satellites, and they know where you at. You ain't gonna put the cell phone down, so therefore you going to jail. Last but not least, stop riding around smoking weed. Damn it, that's a probable cause for them to go to searching your car. Stop riding around smoking marijuana. And this goes for my kids too. They grown, but they still mine. Take your ass home if you want to get high and stay there. And with that being said, I'm signing out. Y'all like, y'all share, and y'all subscribe to the channel at Larry Anderson Jr. 6869. That's at Larry Anderson Jr. 6869. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. We doing big things over here, man. We going full speed ahead, man. Like I say, man, let's come together, black people. Let's stop being stupid. When we are counted by these race soldiers, let's live to fight another day. And on that note, man, I'm out. Peace. Y'all be blessed.